The only thing worse than hearing a live DJ absolutely butcher their live DJ set is actually being the DJ who has no idea that they're absolutely butchering their live DJ set. But don't worry, because in this video we're going to cover the 3 DJ mistakes that you need to avoid at all costs, or they might just cost you your DJ career. Hey, what's going on, gang? Bolo the DJ here from Pro DJ Academy, and if you're new to the channel, then make sure you hit the subscribe button down below to stay up to date with weekly DJ tips, tools, and tutorials just like this one here. Also consider joining our free Discord group, as this is where we interact daily, giving you personalized feedback and answering your unique questions as you progress in your journey as a DJ. Now, let's talk about the 3 DJ mistakes that you need to avoid at all costs, because the last thing you want to do is scare off a crowd or disappoint the venue owner or promoter who booked you, because that's going to be the quickest way to prevent yourself from getting any future bookings. Now, let's not waste any time here. DJ mistake number 1 is going to be to avoid ripping your songs from SoundCloud or YouTube. It's time to stop relying on your favorite YouTube to MP3 online converter, and it's time to start really taking your music seriously and paying the few cents that it costs for you to actually get a song at the highest bit rate that you can. Now, it might not seem like a big deal when you're at home practicing on your laptop or on your desktop speakers, but you'll really hear the difference once you get your first booking at a bigger club, and once you play on a real sound system and all the rest of the tracks of the night were sounding super crispy, and then you come on and your tracks sound like they were recorded off a Nokia phone. You see, what happens here is when songs are uploaded to YouTube or SoundCloud, they automatically get compressed to lower the file size and make it easier to upload onto YouTube or SoundCloud. Then once you rip it with the YouTube or SoundCloud to MP3 online converter, it gets compressed even further, meaning by the time you ever get to play it out live, it's been compressed multiple times, which is absolutely going to ruin the sound quality. Now, let me show you what this might look like when you're playing it out in a live DJ set. Now, on deck B, I have the song Burned by Meek Mill that I actually ripped from YouTube not too long ago. And as you'll hear, you really won't be able to tell a huge difference once you play it out.
Chain of BS, I ain't with the BS. Catch me in the city riding hard through the BS. Skinny, but I do it large like a 3X. And last try to do me wrong, he check. Right back to that money, slinging O's in the PJ. Or probably catch a mileage while the pilot steer the.
Now on deck A, I'll load up No Friends in the Industry by Drake, which I actually got from BPM Supreme. And immediately, just by looking at the waveforms up top here, you'll be able to see that the frequency range is going to be a whole lot wider and more fuller on the songs that were purchased correctly versus the songs that were ripped off of YouTube. Now let's go ahead and hear what this sounds like compared to the Meek Mill track.
Chain of BS, I ain't with the BS. Catch me in the city riding hard through the BS. Yeah. No friends in the industry, my brothers been my brothers, man, you niggas ain't no kin to me, a fact.
So you'll notice on the song that I downloaded from BPM Supreme, it sounded a whole lot clearer, it sounded louder, and if you were using headphones or if you were to play this out on a big sound system, you'll really be able to tell the difference. Now, I know that ripping your songs from SoundCloud and YouTube is free and you might be balling on a budget, but don't worry, because there's awesome solutions out there. For example, BPM Supreme, which is an online record pool that I've been using for over 5 years now. You literally pay once a month and you get unlimited downloads, and you get every single song at the highest bit rate that you can. Plus, you get extended versions, DJ edits, custom remixes, custom crates, custom playlists, plus top 50 charts, top 100 charts, and just about everything else that you can think of to put together a super dope DJ set. BPM Supreme usually costs $20 a month, which is super worth the price. However, they've actually partnered up with us here at Pro DJ Academy to offer you guys an insane deal. All you got to do is go to bpmmusic.io and sign up with the discount code PRODJ25, and you'll be able to get your first month for only $7.50. This is an absolutely insane deal that's only going to be running for a limited time, so make sure you guys take advantage of it, and I promise you, your listeners will thank you later. DJ mistake number 2 that you need to avoid at all costs is going to be playing overlapping vocals. Now, I know this should go without saying, but you'd be surprised how many DJs I still see to this day who will play the vocals of one song over the vocals of another song. This is just a total mess. The frequencies start crashing. Your audience can't focus on one song over the other song. It's going to cause confusion in the crowd. It's going to kill all the energy on the dance floor. This is something that you want to avoid, because this is the quickest way to not get called back to a venue. Now let me show you what this would sound like in a live mix. Now on deck A, I have a remix to Power by Kanye West, and on deck B, I have a remix to WAP by Cardi B. Now I'll go ahead and mix these two songs together to show you what it would sound like if you were to play vocals over each other. Now I know that was hard to watch and listen to, but that's exactly why you need to avoid playing vocals over each other, especially if you're playing out in front of a live crowd. If you had a crowd who was super engaged, getting ready to sing their favorite part of the song, which was the chorus, and then next thing you know, the chorus of another song comes over it and they both start playing at the same time, your crowd is going to be confused. It's going to be super messy. They're going to be disappointed. They're not going to know what to do. They're going to stop dancing, and it's ultimately just going to kill the energy of the mix. So this is something that you need to avoid at all costs. The best way to prevent this is to get familiar with your music as well as leverage your hot cues like I do. I like to set all my cue points B right at the start of the chorus, so I always know by the time I hit cue point B, I need to be fully transitioned out of the last song because that is when the chorus of the next song starts. At the same time, at any point, if I need to jump directly to the chorus of the song over here, I have that same cue point that I had already pre-programmed, and I could just jump straight to that point, which is going to make it for another seamless transition. Now let me go ahead and show you what this should sound like if you were to do this properly and correctly. Now as you just saw, by utilizing my hot cues, I understood that by the time I hit cue point B on this deck over here, I had to be fully transitioned out of this deck over here just to avoid any clashing vocals or choruses playing over each other. The biggest advice I have for you here is to make sure you take the time to go through all of your music so you're super comfortable and super familiar with all of your songs, which leads me to my third and final DJ mistake that you need to avoid at all costs, which is mixing without understanding phrasing. Now I know this might seem a little bit more advanced, but in order to separate yourself from every other beginner DJ out there, you're going to want to make sure that you fully take the time to understand the proper structure of a song, which is also known as phrasing. Phrases of a track are usually 8 or 16 bars long, and these separate the different sections of the arrangement of a song. For example, you'll have the intro, the chorus, the build-up, the drop, the breakdown, the outro. These are all different phrases of a song. Now the reason this is important is because by understanding phrasing, you'll always know exactly when to start the next song, and so by the end of the phrase that you're mixing out of, it's going to be the perfect time to fully transition into the start of the next phrase of the next song, which is going to make it for a super smooth, seamless, and perfect transition every single time. Without understanding phrasing, you would likely just start the next song with no cadence, which is going to result in a really rough transition that might sound like this. Now on the left hand side, I have Pump It Louder by the Black Eyed Peas, and on deck B, I have In the Ghetto by J Balvin. Now I'll go ahead and mix these two songs using improper phrasing. However, if you actually take the time to properly understand phrasing and understand the structure of a song, you're going to know exactly when to start the next song every single time, which, just a pro tip here, is always going to be at the top of a phrase. The reason being is if you have two 8 to 16 bar phrases that start at the exact same time, by the end of those 8 to 16 bars, it's going to be the perfect time to cut this left song over here and go fully into the next song that you're mixing into. Now this is what mixing with proper phrasing would actually look like. This is probably going to be the biggest thing that's going to separate you from every other beginner DJ out there, so make sure you take the time to fully understand phrasing. If you need a more extensive tutorial on how to properly mix by using phrasing, then make sure you check out our video how to have a perfect transition every single time, or consider joining our Intro to DJing program where we teach you all the fundamentals of DJing, everything from downloading music to how to beat match, how to phrase, all the way up until getting your first paid gig and rocking your first crowd. If this sounds like something that you might benefit from, then go ahead and hit the link in the description below and I'll tell you everything you need to know about our Intro to DJing course. But there you have it. Those are the 3 beginner DJ mistakes that you need to avoid at all costs. I hope you're able to learn something from this video. If you were, please make sure you let us know in the comments down below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button for future weekly DJ tips, tools, and tutorials just like this one. And with that being said, we'll see you in the next video.